Hello, hello. I am back and it is day 8 of my 10-day vlog challenge. I'm super excited to be back, but this video is going to be shared on my Facebook page, and it's going to be my kind of reintroduction back to Facebook, as well as an explanation of where I've been and what I've been up to. So if you're seeing this on my Facebook, hi guys, I've missed you. Know that I just kind of went up and missing, but I've explained in kind of long form posts a long time ago what was going on, but I wanted to kind of explain it verbally and just clarify a whole lot of things. So first and foremost, I just wanted to say that I missed you guys and I love you guys, and I appreciate every single person that has contacted me, reached out, expressed love, compassion, kind of understanding what I've been going through, because the last year of my life has certainly been the most difficult time of my life, but it's also been the most formative, and I am now in such a better place than I've ever been in my entire life. I'm emotionally stable. My confidence is coming back. My creativity is coming back. I just feel a whole lot of certainty and clarity that the decisions that I'm making now are sustainable and just generally better. So a year ago in April, I had a pretty bad mental breakdown at Desert Hearts Festival. I had convinced myself that what I was doing was good and healthy and that it was actually helping my anxiety. I was really deeply lost in confusion about the reality of my situation, and it took kind of being forced out into reality and having life slap me in the face a whole bunch of times. Kind of, it felt almost like the hand of God slapping me in the face a number of times to really realize that I needed to change. So around April of last year is when I stopped going out, because I was so mentally unstable that I couldn't function really in my job, and I didn't want to lose my job again because I had been fired a year before that, probably still due to, drug usage, alcohol usage. And I just want to stop myself right now and say that I don't put anybody down for the choices that they make in their life. I actually still really support the use of psychedelics and the benefit of a lot of what are said to be illicit drugs. I still disagree with the fact that so many drugs are classified as illegal, and the whole war on drugs I think is a really terrible thing. But for me in my life, I realized that I was becoming addicted, very addicted, and I had a problem. And the problem with me especially was that I was using everything, which is extremely dangerous. And if I stayed on the path that I was on, I almost certainly would not be alive right now. I was working towards death. I could feel the Grim Reaper around me, and I basically chose to live. I didn't want to die. I wasn't ready. And I had a couple of experiences where I basically did die. I overdosed once. Unfortunately didn't kick me awake enough, and I had to go through a couple other experiences, but ultimately, being at Desert Hearts and basically being so far gone into my insanity that I couldn't even go outside of my tent, that was the point in which I realized I really need to do something. And so that's when I started taking psychiatric medicine, antidepressants, and they started working very quickly. I've been on a SSNRI for about a year now, and I realized that all of the drugs and alcohol that I had been abusing for so many years was my medicine. I was basically self-medicating for my anxiety, my mental health issues. And if you do have a mental health disorder, like an anxiety or a panic disorder or depression, and you use substances, it only exacerbates those issues further. And of course, when I was in the midst of the worst of all of it, I completely convinced myself that what I was doing was better than traditional medicine, that Western medicine was evil, that Big Pharma was out to get me, and blah, 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 blah. But as soon as I started taking my actual prescribed medication, my desires to use those other illicit substances decreased, my overall well-being increased significantly, and my life has been just so much better. I did get fired from my job, my most recent job, about a month ago, and it came kind of at the tail end of the real conclusion, I think, of the worst of my anxiety and depression. I had my car broken into, I got really sick, and then my boss would not leave me alone. I basically told him that I was suffering from post-traumatic stress because of everything that happened, and he continued to harp on me for not communicating something to him, and I just wouldn't put up with his shit. So I basically lost my mind in the office, ended up getting terminated, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me. I had another kind of string of incidences happen after that, and I just went through kind of like this really intense period of just so much trauma. The history of my behavior led me to losing everything again, and the only way that I could actually change and move forward in my life better is to actively choose sobriety and a better life. And basically, I've been in addiction recovery since February 7th. I have decided that I am not going to drink alcohol ever again. I'm about 5 months clean off of substances, about a month clean from alcohol, and the only thing I'm still using is CBD. I'm never going to give up CBD. I literally lost everything in my life and had nothing left, but I know what I'm capable of when I am sober and when I'm clean, and I've just chosen to do that in my life. I have been somewhat defiant on social media in some of my posts, and I imagine that some people, have interpreted the things that I've said as arrogant or as dismissive. I have the deepest level of respect for people that can live that life and balance everything and find that balance between fun and work and play and all of that stuff. It just doesn't work for me, and everybody has to figure out what works for them in their life, and that's something that I just feel so strongly about and that I deeply respect now within myself and within others. And I don't know, I feel like I'm just at such a different place now of true compassion for others and for myself. I think I always thought of myself as being this really compassionate person, but I was living so through my ego that I couldn't even understand what reality really is, because I was serving my ego's needs so much as opposed to my needs, my actual true self. And disconnecting from my ego, shedding that version of myself, coming back out to life, I feel like I'm 17 years old again. I feel like I'm my sober, clean 17-year-old self, and I've been like reconnecting with old videos that I used to make when I was in high school and just watching my behavior of when I was younger and feeling that vitality again, feeling that life coming back into me after basically becoming a shell of myself for over a decade. And I don't like feeling lost or confused or sad, because my life has been so blessed, and I just want to appreciate my existence and live the best that I possibly can, because I've been gifted so much privilege in my life. I feel like the life that I was leading and the choices that I was making was really pulling out of alignment with the blessings that I've been given, and I have to honor that life and live fully through, you know, the morals and the ethics and the standards that my parents have set for me, that I have always set for myself, and that I abandoned quite a bit for a while. I totally respect and appreciate anybody for the decisions that they make in their life, but I also hope that maybe this can be an inspiration to somebody else out there that is not really sure if that life is the right life for them. It is really hard to step away from so many people and feel like you're letting down so many people only to benefit yourself. I just am so grateful for the time that I was able to lead that group and for the experience that it gave me, but I was not a fit leader, you know, at the time, and I kind of had to abandon it for myself to do what was right for me, because I was gonna die if I didn't change. And I'm so happy that I'm still alive, and I wake up every single day extremely grateful for my life, and just knowing that everything that I've been through has led me to sobriety. And it's actually something that my therapist told me in my last appointment with her. She said, you know, I think, because she's been working with me now for about 8 months, and she's like, did you think that you getting into therapy at the beginning was ultimately going to lead you towards sobriety? And I said, like, absolutely not. A year ago, if you told me that I would be, you know, going completely sober, I would punch you in the face and say, shut the hell up, because I just never imagined that to be something that I would do. But I'm so glad that I'm here. And, you know, again, while I am sober, I still fully support the turn-up life and partying and having fun. I think that it's just such a necessary thing for people, and if you can find balance in that, especially for younger people, you just have to let go and get fucked up and have fun, and, you know, ruin your life a little bit so that you can learn from the hard lessons and come out with the other side a better person. But you just shouldn't indulge quite as much as I did. Anyways, that is all. I just wanted to let you guys know that I still care about you guys so much, and I've genuinely, truly missed you guys. It's just been really hard for me because so much of my paranoia was attached to Facebook. And honestly, a big part of my addiction that I didn't even mention was Facebook itself. I've talked about this a little bit, but Facebook was my primary addiction beyond drugs and alcohol. Drugs and alcohol were pretty easy to give up, but giving up Facebook was like I basically went through like heroin level withdrawals from not being able to check my Facebook, because I relied on Facebook for everything. I mean, I was so heavily addicted. I would wake up in the morning, the first thing I would do would be check, and then I would just be constantly checking, to the point that I couldn't even focus at work because I was so preoccupied in thinking about what I was going to share next, what I was going to post about, do I have a notification, you know, even just like anything, like any level of a decision, I couldn't make it without going to Facebook to rely, you know, to ask, what should I do? And changing that, breaking that behavior has been really important and really critical. And I'm super glad to not feel that, you know, intense addiction and need to go to Facebook to rely on just getting around and being a person. So I want to find a healthier relationship with Facebook and with social media, because we live in a day and an age where social media is king, and it's a big part of my life. It's been a huge part of my life for a really long time, and I want to use kind of that to my advantage now and figure out ways to optimize social media to benefit my career and to actually build a career in content creation, digital media, posting, all of that. Because as negative as social media has been, it's also been extremely positive in my life, and it has introduced me to incredibly amazing communities of people throughout my life, and I have connected to so much through social media. So now it's about optimizing social media, using it to my benefit, letting my skills shine, and not using it as a diary, but using it as a kind of leverage tool for the things that I want to do in my life. So hopefully you guys understand that and appreciate that. And if you guys, want to talk or hang out, please let me know. I miss my friends. I miss hanging out with people. I'm out of the worst of my anxiety phase right now, so I'm definitely open and willing to reconnect, chat. I would love to set coffee dates with some people, so let me know. And I love and appreciate you guys so much, and I'm so glad to be back. And I will see you guys soon.